on the front of the motor, the main feed line that's in the front of the motor, and cut a hole in it, and it basically dumped the contents of the whole oil tank on the headers. And that's why the fire was so big and so quick. And I think the fire came in through that A-post NACA duct, and thanks, man, and just dumped all the fire. It came in through that NACA, the hose across me and out the window net. So that's why it was so bad on the right side, and got so hot in there. So just a freak deal, 1 in 1,000. But my suit and everything did what it was supposed to do. There was no burns through my suit. It's just that the fire was that hot and for so long it just radiated through the suit. So I'll be with Impact for the rest of my life. It did its job and kept me safe, and just like I said, a freak deal. But I know NASCAR kept the truck and looked through on how to make it better and safer. They've been awesome through the whole process. So just thankful in our sport. You work so hard, and I've been in this sport for a big chunk of my life, and you want to be respected by people. And the amount of people that reached out, it was definitely heart moving to see how many people cared about me. And even here today, it's just been great to see people that have come up and said, glad you're doing better and glad you're here.
For sure. Do you try not to think about it, or have you watched enough video just because how miraculous it seemed?
I think I YouTubed every angle I could find just to see what happened and how close it was, and it was pretty crazy to see. So, I don't try not to think about it. I just take it as, I count my blessings that much more, and it's that much fuel to come back stronger and keep pushing. And God's not done with me. I'm still here for a reason, that's for sure. So I count that in, and there's a couple different ways. When I talked to somebody this past week, they said, did your mind go in a dark place and a good place? And, my whole life I've always tried to be a half, glass half full kind of guy, and I take it that it happened for a reason, and find the good out of it all. So just take it as an experience and live through it, and move on for the next thing. But definitely just grateful to be here.
You're talking about Impact and everything. Did you wear a head sock, or would you start wearing it? Like is there anything that you would do differently?
Yeah, so I had the helmet skirt on, and probably would have done some different things on it to maybe make it a little bit better on my end. But it did have the helmet skirt on the front there. So again, everything just got that hot. But again, that's never skipping on safety gear again. I did have on the undershirt. I had a cool shirt on, so it served as that. So I'm really glad I had my undershirt on, because my arm got where it was really, really bad. So if I hadn't had that on, no telling what it could have been. But definitely any drivers out there listening, don't skip on your safety gear. I'm just glad that I had all that stuff, that it did its job, and very, very grateful for all that.
Yeah, and one more on that topic. You can the fire extinguisher in the cockpit can be either heat sensitive or manually. Did you try to pull it, or was everything too quick, or you couldn't see?
The one on the fuel cell is heat activated,
right,
and it did its job.
Right, you could see that.
The one inside is driver activated, and just there's so much going on that wasn't even anywhere in my mind. It was just unbuckling, working to get out of the truck, and every driver handles things differently, but that was the last thing on my mind, was to look for that thing. It was just trying to. I could see, everybody thought I couldn't see where I was going, but I could see the wall, and that was my goal, was to shoot towards the wall, because at least it'll help slow it down and get me out of there. And so that was my goal, to try to time it to hit the wall and come out of it at the same time. So I know NASCAR kept the truck. They took it back, and they looked at some things on how to make that stuff better. So we're in an ever evolving sport. There's a lot of smart people in NASCAR and on our team and all these teams to figure out how to make that stuff better. And fire is one of those things you don't ever really worry about it until it happens. So I think now there's some thoughts on to be a little more proactive on some changes and things to help make it better. So I think I'm thankful for that too.
Well, you execute getting out of the truck perfectly.
Yeah. So somebody said something about James Bond uses a stunt guy, and I do my own stunts. So not necessarily how you wanted to make the highlight reel, but between Myatt's crash at Daytona and then that deal at Talladega, I think we got the highlight reel covered. So not how you want to make them, but just thankful that all our guys build some safe race cars and do a lot of good things to help make all that happen.